I definitely think you're going to need to apologise for calling them old. The Boojums have developed quite the cult following over the past 12 months, particularly with their VHS-themed videos on YouTube. Burning Up has received over 230,000 views. They've had 4 other songs that I've been listening to on repeat. Brand new album is out. We're going to take a look at it today. Hoping it's meeting your expectations. What are your early thoughts, mate?
Oh, mate, for me, this is an absolute love letter to garage rock, the nostalgia that surrounds that. I'm hearing so many influences of bands that I absolutely love. And really, for me, mate, it's a really standout album of 2025. There's not much filler at all. The songs that we've already heard really are cohesive in the album. And it is a fun listen, mate, from start to finish. I'm interested in kind of dissecting this whole album with you, mate. What are you loving about it?
Well, I'm loving the party rock atmosphere.
Yep.
So we've heard a lot of the songs so far on YouTube. Burning Up, Wings of Fire, Football, the one that they've just released. There is something up and about it. If you had this band play at your party, it would be the best party ever. It's also stripped back, high energy, but there is something about it too, where you're seeing nice little chord changes, nice storytelling going on. And I think that's what is the secret sauce here. It keeps you coming back.
And let's talk about the secret sauce there that created hits back in the 90s and 2000s that people actually listen to, and heaven forbid people actually release a song these days. But, we're talking about lyrics about roads, cars, escapism. It's just, there's nothing too serious about it, but you're getting an actual song with, as you mentioned before, really, really good changes throughout, and particularly on the song Burning Up, which for me is a real highlight off the album for the fact that you're actually hanging out for the chorus to kick in, just like classic songs when we were younger, mate. I don't know about you, but I'd played that song before we started this podcast, and I'm amped and ready to go, mate.
Yeah, look, it's not pretentious, and that's what you probably need.
100%.
There's a joy in it, and you can clearly hear the three-piece, they're all coming out, and they're all locked in, and, like, you'd love to be in the room when they filmed that VHS video. It'd just be amazing to listen to, but I think that when you do strip it back, Willie Stratton, he's got a number of gears to him. Like, so if you look at YouTube and what he's been able to put out in the past, he's been around for over 10 years. I mean, there's elements of roots, there's elements of blues, rockabilly, all of those genres are part of his DNA. And when you listen to the songs, you can actually see that. But what they've done is that they've packaged up that into something that's very high energy and rock orientated. And I think that's just what makes it really fun to listen to.
Oh, 100%. And I'd really love to have him on the show. And if he's keen to come on, it would be great to have a discussion, because what I'd really like to talk about is the complexities around creating such simple songs. Like, is it a real easy process for him, or is it actually far more complex to get that simple sounding hits, which for me are just on high rotation, mate? I've got 4 or 5 songs that have made my top list for 2025. And if we're talking of key tracks off this album, I do particularly like the ones that have been released for a while. I'm still loving Out of My Head. I'm loving the recent track Football, but a real surprise for me is Dan's Transmission, which is right towards the end of the album. And maybe that's a bit of a hint of what's coming on album number 2, which could be any time away soon. But I know that you've got a few other different tracks you would like to talk about, mate.
Yeah, Stick Together sounds
Yeah.
almost a love letter to the Strokes. Meet Me in the Middle is pretty high energy, so it's probably a similar vibe to the ones that most people have been listening to. Like It and Garden of the Suns are 2 interesting tracks in the middle that they sound very much like early 90s grunge, like when grunge, before grunge really got oversaturated, if that makes sense. So Alice in Chains and Stone Temple Pilots,
Yeah.
which is a little bit of a turn. It's almost like you're listening to a couple of bands here with those 2 songs that plopped in the middle.
Oh, yeah, no, I'd 100% agree with that, mate. And for me, really, there's no filler on this album. I think the album tracks are placed really well from start to finish. I guess if I was to give it a rating at this stage, I'm going to give it 4 with a fair bit of room to grow on the second album, because I think Willie Stratton and the team have some real potential movements to go in different ways here. I think the talent of the band, in particular the fact that they're a three-piece, have some real opportunities to grow on the second album here, but it's a solid 4 from me, mate.
Yeah, it's 4.25 for me. I think this is one of the albums of the year. It's
Yeah.
probably something that will creep up, hopefully, on people. I really wish them well. Probably the only thing that I could say is that there is a different version being recorded. So the one that you might be familiar
Yeah.
with on YouTube is going to be different to what you're hearing. Not sure in the comments if you would rather the original or the album version. That's probably the only thing, but fully agree. I think they've got a number of gears to them. So really excited to hear what the future holds. And gee, I wish they come to Australia one day. That'd be awesome if we get to hear them. But let us know in the comments what you think of the brand new album. Is it meeting your expectations? And would love to hear what you think. So let us know.